Hello everyone and welcome to lesson 5 from my beginners and complete starters program. And in this lesson we're gonna learn new grooves, and the good news is that we're just gonna learn new patterns on the bass drum, and we're gonna keep our hands playing exactly the same all the way through the exercise. I got this exercise as lesson number 5 on PDF. So you can go to my posts and open the document, and you can see that I've written 9 lines with 9 different grooves that repeats 4 times each. I will open the document here, and it's 4 bars of each exercise, and then we're gonna change on to the next line. We have a camera here on the side, as you can see on the screen, so I hope you can check my leg strokes, which is what I'm trying for you to practice at the moment. Is going back to our lesson 4 where we talked about the bass drum technique. We were explaining how to play with the heel down, how to play with a leg stroke, and how to play with the foot up. This is roughly the shape you can see here. So heel down means you're gonna hit like this. Leg stroke means you're gonna lift and release, and foot stroke means we're gonna keep up and then hit and only release after. So for now I want you to stick to leg strokes, so it will just be this. Okay, so let's now play the first line. If you open the document, you're gonna see that the bass drum is on 1 and 3, the snare drum is on 2 and 4, and we're always gonna be counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. So let's start. I will do a counting, and we start at a slow tempo, roughly about this tempo: 1, 2, 3, 4, and we play the first line 4 times. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was the first line. As you can see, it's very easy. And what I want you to do is to play all the lines first, and then if you see at the bottom, I got alternative hi-hat lines. So the easiest one is to play with no accents, with the tip of the stick, and every note is the same, and we hit the halfway through in the hi-hat, so halfway between the bell and the edge, and we just keep it like this. And the second way of hitting with the hi-hat is to hit with the neck and then with the tip. The third way of playing with the hi-hat, which I suggested on this exercise, is to play the accents on the and of each beat, starting here, and then we do up stroke, down stroke, up stroke, down stroke. So it's going to be 1 and 3 and 4 and I demonstrate. So what we're gonna do is start our first line. I already played it. Now we're gonna move on to the second line with the same hi-hat line, playing just with the tip on the top. So the second line is just like the first one, when we moved one bass drum from beat 3 into beat 3 and, as you can see over there. So let's try that. I do a count in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was the second line of this exercise. Now the third line of this exercise, we have the bass drum on 3 and, but also on 4 and. So if we play it at the same or roughly the same speed, I do a counting and I demonstrate. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was the third line of the exercise. Now let's do the fourth line of the exercise, which got a bass drum on 3 and 1, which is the usual thing for us, but we also have a bass drum on 2 and. So the bass drum before the 3. So it will sound like punt, pa, pum, punt, pa, punt, pa, pum, punt, pa. Let's do it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was our fourth line. Now we're gonna do the fifth line. And this one is exactly like the one before, like the fourth one, but we also have a bass drum on beat 4 and. So it's basically the first half of the bar is identical to the second half of the bar. Beat 1 and 2 are identical to beats 3 and 4. I will demonstrate. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was our fifth line of the exercise. Now we're going to move on to the sixth line of the exercise. And that has a bass drum on beat 2 and, on beat 3 and also on beat 4 and. So only one bass drum on beat and then 3 bass drum off beat. This one is a bit harder. It sounds like punt, ta, punt, punta, pum, punt, ta, punt, punt, pum, punt, 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 pum, punt. I will demonstrate now with a counting. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was our sixth line. Now our seventh line, it's just a simple 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So now beat 1 and beat 2 are identical to beat 3 and beat 4. The first half identical to the second half of the bar again. So let's try that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was our seventh line of the exercise. And now let's do the eighth one, which is identical to the 7, but we have added a bass drum on beat 4 and. So what's gonna happen now when we play from bar 1 into bar 2 is that we're gonna get 3 bass drums in a row. The last one from the bar plus the 2 first ones of the next bar. You'll see what I mean now when I play it, but once we play 2 bars in a row, in between beat 4 and beat 1 of the bars, we're gonna have 3 bass drums in a row. I'll show you that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was our 7th line, and now we're gonna have our 8th one, which we got the first two bass drums on the first two eighth notes, and then we have two bass drums on the off beat, so on 2 and also on 3 so this one is a little bit trickier. It sounds like pum pum pa pum pum pa pum pum ta pum pum pa. I will demonstrate now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that was the last line of the exercise, but that is just using the easiest of all of the eighth note hi-hat patterns. Now we're gonna move into the next one, which will be accenting on each beat, on the downbeat. But I leave that for our next lesson, because this one is already very long. I want you to practice all the exercise with the simplest possible hi-hat line, and because there is no accents on the hi-hat, it's much easier to just concentrate on the groove, because once we start throwing away the accents, we're gonna find out that there is a little bit of a coordination challenge there by understanding which notes are falling on the accents and which notes are falling on the non-accent of the hi-hat. And we need to relate our backbeat with our hi-hat. So that's gonna be a little bit trickier, but for this one, you can repeat each line individually as many times as you like. Focus on trying to play with the leg stroke, pulling from this muscle up, and then releasing, as you can see on the bottom camera. And just try not to create much tension, try not to dig onto the beater onto the head of the bass drum after you have a stroke with your leg. And like I said, avoid double hitting the head, avoid digging on the head, and for now it will be probably the best idea to just practice those leg strokes, and then we're gonna move on to trying the same with heel down and with foot strokes. But for this lesson, this is it. And remember, you can always contact me, as all my Patreons are able to send me a message, and I will try to respond to all of you. So if you got any questions or you're struggling to understand, please do let me know. Anyway, hope you enjoy it, and I see you on our next lesson. Bye. Thank you.